the only car, right?
He's driving the other one right now.
We're live.
Are you live?
Yeah, come say hi before you go.
Hi.
Everyone, that's
I
Colin.
need to touch up my makeup. That's not fair.
You don't need makeup. You guys, I'm super excited. Happy Thursday. May the 4th be with you. Are you a Star Wars fan, Creed?
I am not. I mean, I've watched them, but I wouldn't consider myself like a fan. I ride the rides at Disneyland. I've watched the movies. I know most of the names. Not necessarily like a diehard.
You're not a diehard. Okay. Well, we can be friends regardless.
Yeah.
This
is your
I want to
holiday.
introduce. Yeah, right. Okay, it's showing that we're live, and thank goodness I don't have technical difficulties because I had Colin here and Brian. And you can hear me, Colin? Okay, so we are live. You guys, welcome to another episode of Facebook Live. We're trying to get more content out to you guys on a regular basis. But I am excited to introduce to you Creed Walker from Swell. And Creed, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Hopefully I don't mess it up too bad since there's no editing going on, but I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we're happy that you're joining us. And if you are live, can you pop in the comments, say hi, and also make sure to put your questions in there, and then we can start that off. But do you have, Colin? Hi. Do you have a list of things that a list of any comments that we can start the show with, or do we just? Or do you have anything that you want to start the show with, Creed?
Nothing specific. I mean, me and Colin talked about a couple of things, so I can definitely just jump right into it. It's up to you.
Okay. So join me as I chat with Creed from Swell. We'll go over all things relating to reviews for your dental office. Okay, let's talk about one. I love Swell. I have used Swell since day one in my office. We are the highest rated dental office in my region by like a few hundred. And I know that comes from Swell. Like you create an experience, and then you hope and pray that your patients will be so kind as to leave you a review. And with Swell's platform, it just makes that easier. It decreases the barrier, right? Right, Creed?
Correct. And you're not the best dental practice because of Swell. You're the best dental practice online because of Swell. You're the best dental practice in your area because you're a great dental practice and you're a great dentist. Swell is just helping you tell the world about that and make sure that your patients are also telling the world so that other patients can find the best dental practice in the area, which is Dr. Hovez.
Well, thank you. And absolutely. I know that some people, especially those who started out with Swell, I'm just going to come right out and ask it. They have seen a drop in the amount of reviews that they're getting. What are your thoughts about that, Creed?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that can play into that. When you first sign up with Swell, obviously this is a new product in the office. It's a new thing that your patients are going to see as far as the review invites going out, the text messages landing on their phone. So there's two main things here. First of all, when you first started out, you're going to capture all of those early adopters, the ones that they see the message on their phone. They've always meant to leave you a review. It's just not been super easy for them. So then they leave you a review. You're capturing all of those people that are just the early adopters. The second piece to that, the reason why you first sign up for a product, you first sign up for Swell, you have those messages go out, you're having those messages go to every single one of the patients that you see every day. So if you're seeing, let's say 10 patients today, all 10 of those are going to get the review invite at the end of the day. Now, next week, maybe you saw a consultation today and next week you had to do a cavity. Well, maybe now 8 of those patients are new patients and then 2 are people that you saw last week. We don't want to spam those people with messages. So over time, you're not going to be sending it to every patient because we've already sent it to them. And there's a period of time where we're not going to duplicate that message over and over and over again for them. It's going to take a pause and then it will ask them at a later date. So that's why at the very beginning, you're going to see that huge influx and then it will probably level off and then just you'll keep the consistency, but it's not going to be like this big hockey stick curve like it was on month 1, 2, 3, maybe. It'll start to level out when it's now just a consistent piece of the process and you're still collecting reviews, like I said, but it's just going to be you're not capturing every single patient you see is not getting a message. We're not trying to blow people up every single day they're in the practice.
So what is your frequency that you guys are recommending or automatically sending to patients?
Yeah, so there's 2 pieces with that. So we're not going to send the same invite to the same patient, and we can customize any of this. So if your office, if you say, hey, I would like to change this time frame, we can always change it for you. But our default setting is going to be they're not going to get the same review invite within 60 days. So if you saw me today and I sent you a review invite, you're not going to get that same invite for another 60 days. Now you'll get a reminder 24 hours later if you didn't leave a review, but within that 60 days, you're not going to get another invite. Now, beyond that, we can track, Swell tracks if people clicked on the link in that message, and then if they actually left the review through the Swell link. If we know that they left you a review, they're not going to get another invite for a year because they can't leave another review for a year after the initial one. So those are the 2 standard timeframes. Like I said, we can customize those to whatever your practice wants, but that's how we default set it up.
So 60 days and then a year if they've already left a review. And we have a question. So do you send it for every patient?
Yeah. So we can customize this as well, but generally what we're going to say is send it to every patient. Just any patient that comes in, we're going to send out the review invite. Now, we can customize those invites. In most cases, we're going to integrate with the practice management system, and we can customize to say, hey, maybe we just want to ask it on initial consultations or just on if you're doing a restorative case or something like that. We generally are going to just say, send it to everyone. Let them tell people how great their experience was. But we can customize who it goes to based on a couple of different things within the practice management system.
And then presuming you have a not so nice patient in the chair, how do we turn that off?
Yeah. So that's going to be, so if you, and it happens to every practice, there's somebody comes in, they're just having a bad day, whatever happens, things just did not align for that patient that day. So they walk out angry. You know that you don't want to set yourself up for failure with making it easy for them to leave a bad review for you. So there's 2 ways, depending on your practice management. You could potentially just leave a note in the practice management system to not send out the review invite, pound, D&D pound, do not disturb, and call us and we can tell you if your practice management will do that. If not, it's really easy. You just log into Swell under your contacts and then you just unenroll that contact from getting the invite. So either way, super easy. Like I said, call us if you have a question on if your practice management allows you to just write it in the notes, we can let you know that.
Awesome. Thank you. And then what is your tips, or do you have verbiage that you like to see when responding to negative reviews?
Yeah. So there's definitely different verbiage depending on what the review is. And we have a whole article on our website with bullet points on how to respond to a negative review. I utilize that a lot, just sending it to people when they have a panic and they realize they got a negative review. Just be calm, respond with obviously niceties, restate the purpose of your practice and what your mission of your practice is so that people are aware that, hey, we don't stand, we try to give the best patient care possible in a kind, friendly, clean way, whatever it is. Restate your mission as an office, stay calm. Our onboarders, when you join Swell, if you ask them, we can definitely help you set up templates to respond to negative reviews. And then then you can customize them, but generally we can help you set it up so it's very easy to respond to any review, good or bad.
Awesome. Thank you. And you have to make sure that you can't mention anything HIPAA related.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to go and you don't want to attack if it's a negative review, you don't want to attack anything that happened in the office. Don't get petty or anything like that. Sometimes people are petty with you, but we just take our business approach and say, hey, we strive to give best patient care, focusing on this and this and this, pediatrics or whatever it may be. And give us a call if you have more questions or whatever it may be. And then if it's a long, lengthy review, you can definitely customize it, but HIPAA compliant, and make sure to just take the high road. And 1 or 2 negative reviews is not the end of the road. I mean, if you have 1,000 reviews, even 50 bad reviews isn't the end of the road. I mean, you just need to make sure to have a lot of positive reviews. And then those bad ones are really not that big of a deal at the end of the day.
I've noticed in our office, we've had disappearing reviews. Have you heard of that, Creed?
Yes. Yeah. So that can happen. So that happens for a lot of different reasons. Google has their black box algorithm that everyone's probably heard mentioned in some way or other. No one really knows how they totally do what they do as far as what things get posted where, and when you search something, when it pops up. We know that those reviews, though, when they get taken down, Google has a filtration system. They don't want people to game their system. So they don't want people to be incentivizing for reviews. So if you're in the office and you say, hey, we'll give you a $20 gift card if you leave a review, and then all of a sudden you get these reviews that are like, thank you for the $20 gift card, great practice. Google will flag that and take that down. IP addresses are a big thing as well. So if people are leaving you a review in your office and you get maybe 2 of those in a short amount of time or 3 of those in a short amount of time, that can be flagged as well. It's like you are just incentivizing your office people to leave reviews for you. So you're trying to game the system there. So there's all those little things. Now, the nice part about Swell is we do have that a relationship with Google where if the review is left through the Swell link, we're automatically going to get you past that first filter. So you're going straight to the Google business page. That review is getting posted immediately. So that's the nice thing about Swell. Plus, it gets ranked higher as far as I can't promise 100% that a Swell review, if it goes through Swell, it's not ever going to get taken down. We've seen crazy things happen with Google. I can't promise that, but it's a much higher likelihood that if it came through Swell, it's not going to get taken down because Google has said, hey, we trust Swell. We know your process. We know that you follow our rules. So I know there's some ambiguous pieces there, but it's just kind of part of the game that we play. And that's part of the reason why we need to make sure to continually get those frequent, consistent reviews for things like that.
Awesome. Thank you. Do we have any questions?
Someone asked if you sent it for every patient.
Oh, yeah. We answered that already.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I missed that. Said that for like 2 seconds.
Do you have anything that you want to talk about, Creed?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have stuff to talk about around just other review. I mean, there's a lot that goes into your online reputation. I know there's companies like Swell. We brand ourselves as a reputation management company. there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, obviously the first thing that everybody looks at and what our initial point of getting into your office is, and the easiest thing for everyone to see is Google reviews, and everybody knows how much those matter. They know that that's how Google stack ranks you. So you want to show up. When people find your office, they need to actually see a good track record there that they can trust, so they go to your office. But outside of that, there's a lot more that goes into that, as far as making sure to attract new, and me and Colin talked about this a little bit, is attracting new employees, hygienists and practice managers. They're also looking at those reviews, and just other things surrounding that. So I can dive into some of those other pieces if you would like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'll just start with those employees. And that's a big thing nowadays that we are hearing, is the dental employee realm is really hard. So hygienists, practice managers, it's not an easy thing to get good ones in the office and then keep the culture nice and everybody is just working together. So a big thing that we have seen is they do go to those Google reviews. People looking for jobs. I mean, if you think about yourself, you could talk to the dentist that owns the office or whoever it may be, but they can tell you a story and spin it one way, and everybody in the back of their head is thinking, well, but what about the real day-to-day, or how does this office actually run? And that's where then the next step in a lot of cases with a local practice like yours is they're going to go to your Google reviews, they're going to read through, do the exact same thing a patient's going to do, and they're going to make sure, oh man, a lot of people are talking about how nice all the hygienists were when they had their patient visit, how clean the office was, how good of an experience it was. So that's where all of a sudden now you're attracting those people, and you're winning on the employee side as well, making sure you're attracting people that fit with your office. You've set the expectations with your reviews, with your reputation of now those employees know, hey, when I get in there, I'm working with people that patients love. Patients love the people in this office. They think the hygienists are great. The doctor is fantastic. They're super fun loving, or whatever those keywords are in the reviews. They know this is what I'm signing up for, and I'm here for it. And that's the team that I want to be on. So that's where we're seeing that's a huge piece of the recruitment process, is those public reviews. A lot of times they can't, that's their inside look to the practice rather than just talking to whoever's looking to possibly hire them. So that's one piece of it.
Is it true that if the reviews are specifically mentioning key phrases, that one, it's going to be deemed more authentic, but two, you're going to show up higher in the ranks? Yeah.
So what we've found through some studies and looking at different things is that you are going to rank. So let's say I'm a patient and I'm Googling around for, I know I need a crown. So then I go onto Google and I say, best dentist that does crowns in Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where I am. So then what's going to pull up is Google's going to look at a couple things in that specific search. One is the location. Obviously, I said Salt Lake City. It's not going to pull up your practice. And then two is the name. So if your practice is the dental practice of crowns, that's probably going to show up high because that's in your name. And then the third thing is Google is going to look through those reviews. If you go onto a Google business page and you click on reviews, it's going to say the most mentioned things in comments. So it's going to be like clean or friendly, whatever it is. So if crowns is one of those things on that top list, Google will rank you really high in a search that's looking for crowns, because all of a sudden they know patients trust your practice enough to say, loved my crown from this dental office. So absolutely, that does make a difference in the searches. And then the other piece of that is if you can help people mention specifics, because you can't, HIPAA and all those other things that we have to work around, the patient, if you can help them to say specifics about their appointment, it helps you rank higher. But then also on the back end, if I'm looking for a crown and I read 20 reviews about how awesome someone's crown procedure was, all of a sudden I'm way more likely to go there. Some other office might be good at crowns, but if nobody's ever talked, then maybe there's one review that says, loved my crown, and then everyone else is talking about just cleanings or whatever it is, you're probably more likely to go to the one you think they do more crowns because more people are talking about it. So automatically you trust them more. So there's two pieces of that. You're going to show up more. You're also going to get chosen more if people are saying those keywords in the searches.
Awesome.
So.
Do you have any questions, Colin?
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of information.
I know, that's such good information.
There's so much I want to do with our reviews now.
Oh, I know. And, so I think a while back I had taken this course about how you really can't mention a lot in a response back because of HIPAA. Like they even said you can't even really acknowledge that they were in your office. Is that true or not? Because before it was like, oh, thank you for coming. It was a pleasure meeting you, because they obviously said that they were in your office. But then they said even that, like, keep it generic. We're so excited that you had a great experience. Not like it was so nice to meet you and your family, little Johnny, all these things. Like, I'm like, what are we allowed to say and not say?
Yeah. Now, I am not a lawyer, so I can't really be like, and that's all like lawyer jargon. But definitely what we recommend in responses is stuff more along the lines of, yeah, we thank you so much for your review. We absolutely love helping families if you're a pediatric practice. Or, yeah, thank you so much for your review. We absolutely love doing general dentistry and helping everybody we possibly can. So you can keep it pretty broad in that way. You're not acknowledging, hey, Ashley, thanks for coming in and your shoes were cool, and getting like super personal with people. It's just very broad, but still it's recognizing their experience. I mean, they came in, they got their teeth cleaning, and you do love doing teeth cleaning. So that's things that you can definitely cover in the reviews.
We love cleaning teeth. So we're opening our second location in a couple months, and like to think about starting from 0 reviews again, I'm like getting anxiety because we already have, I mean, we have a great reputation now. I'm like, I wish we could just ride on those coattails and like copy and paste, but no. When is like, so you have to create a completely separate Google My Business, like a completely separate Swell profile. It's all like a new practice, right?
Yeah. So So with the second location, or if you're adding number 2, number 10, whatever it is to your locations, it is going to be a new Google business page, and you're going to be starting fresh. Now, there's good and bads to that, and that makes Swell even that much more important because you need to ramp that up. That hockey stick curve we were talking about earlier, you need that as much as possible. Every single patient that comes through there, they're going to get a review. This is a new company. Everybody's getting a review out of that new location or a review invite. And as many as possible, we need them to be leaving reviews to boost up your reputation, start showing up. You do have to set it up new. Now, one thing though that I was actually going to talk about as well, or I wanted to bring up is the provider reviews. So yes, you're opening a second location, but I think we haven't talked about this, but are you just going to be the doctor in both locations, or are you hiring somebody else?
I don't know yet.
Either way. So
I have associates though.
So either way. So what you can do with Swell and with Google is you can set up a Google provider page. So basically, Dr. Hoves. So it says on Google, it says Dr. Ashley Hoves as a provider. So you have your practice page that's gathering reviews. It's your Google business page. People are finding your practice. And then you have...
My mind is blown right now.
I know. Nobody knows about it, but it's a huge deal because so now you have your page that you're also gathering reviews for. So now just you as a dentist have a 5-star rating. So it's not, so as a as you're a practice owner, so you're managing the actual practices page plus your page. Now the associates, you can also have them have pages as well. So every provider has their own page, which is doing a couple of things for you. First of all, you're just upping your presence. So imagine if someone in your area is just searching for a dentist near me. Well, practices are showing up, providers are showing up, all this stuff showing up. So if you have an associate and yourself who all have great reputations plus your practice, now you're flooding everyone's Google with just your practice. And now when you're opening a new location, you are bringing your reputation as a provider to that new location. So you're starting from zero.
This is new. I have never heard this. And where do I go to sign up for this?
Yeah. So you just go, I just looked it up earlier. It's just on Google. If you just Google provider pages or Google medical provider pages, it'll pull up and then you can just build it right there.
I'll have to do it right now.
Google provider
Okay,
pages.
fine.
And then so once I create this, do I tell Swell, like, hey, I also have a provider page. Help me build that up?
Yep. So we can help you. So like I said earlier, I mentioned we can trigger a couple things out of your practice management software. So we know who the provider was that saw that patient, assuming it's all correct in the practice management. So we could say, okay, so somebody came in today and they had a cleaning and a consultation by yourself. So now we can send them out an invite, say, hey, thank you for coming. This is our practice. Please leave us a review. They can leave a review for your actual practice. And then through an automation, we could send them another a review invite 2 days later for your Google business page. So we're still doing it through automation. You're not taking away reviews from the practice. You're doing both at the same time and sending a review to the practice, review to Dr. Hoves's page. And then you can do this for every associate or however many providers are in the office to say, hey, this person saw this provider. We want to get a review for your practice. We also want a review for the provider. So you're just upping everything.
Is the request makes it very clear to the patient? So if they leave one for one thing, is it they're going to be like, oh, I already left a review when they get the other notification?
Yeah. So
talking head over here.
I have to be on your lap.
I mean,
there's a couple of things to keep in mind with that is you are going to see less what we call click through on the second invite. So you're going to get the first one. So that's why I kind of choose wisely what you want the first one to be. So the first one can be, thank you for visiting our practice. It's an image of your logo or the practice or whatever it is. Thanks for visiting our practice. We love helping you. Please leave us a review. So they click on that. They leave a review for the practice. And then 2 days, like I said, 2 days later, a day later, hey, and it's a picture of Dr. Hoves right on that text message. Thank you so much. Dr. Hoves loved visiting with you and taking care of your smile. Please leave her a review now. So then they can click and then leave a review. So like I said, you're going to see a little bit of a less click through on the second message you send, but better than what's happening right now. So you're getting still a lot of reviews going towards those provider pages. But like I said, you're not taking away from the practice page.
gotcha.
So do the provider ones show up on the practice page?
Oh, do the provider ones show up on the practice page?
So are you talking? So if I Google just your practice, do the providers show up?
If we had three doctors who all had our own separate provider accounts, when you look up Smile & Co., will it now show the different providers or?
Yeah, so it'll always first pull the practice one. So if you look up Smile & Co., it's always going to pull up the practice page. Now you can, with your provider page, you associate yourself with a practice. So you could say, hey, 3 doctors, we all work at Smile & Co. So now it will associate those and pull those up in the Google search as well. And then if people are just searching dentist near me, and then it's Smile & Co. and then 3 doctors, it will link the Smile & Co. web page, phone number, so that they can actually schedule an appointment for that doctor. Because if they read the reviews, they said, hey, I want to see this doctor, or I'm in net. Maybe you have a couple practices that are in different networks with insurances. And then so somebody's on Delta Dental, they say, hey, Dr. Hovez is in my network. Now, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go to Google. They're going to Google Dr. Ashley Hovez, dentist, and then your provider page pulls up, and then they're judging you as a doctor, saying you're in my network. They don't even know what practice you even work for at this point. They just know you are a provider in their network, and now they like your reviews. So then on your provider page, it says, I work at Smile & Co., and here's the phone number, and here's how you can schedule an appointment.
Nice. I'm excited. I had no
I have
idea.
no idea.
And I had no idea that you can verify your Google My Page. Is that
You're
a thing?
supposed to, right?
You're supposed to,
I don't
or
know.
Yeah.
you verify something, right? Like you.
Yeah. So when you first set it up, you have to verify the page. So you've already done it for yours. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think it's not like a blue check mark like Instagram or something. It's like Smile & Co. blue check. It's a rainbow check mark for Google or whatever. It's just it just means you've claimed your Google business page. It's verified as a real business. So you've already done that, but you have to verify it for your provider page when you set that up.
Hey, Creed, will you tell Zeke? Will you tell him that I would love it if you guys can create a video, like an like let's say.
Oh,
Gone. Are you there, Creed? Are you
yeah.
there?
Cut out for a
Okay.
second.
Let's say I want to connect with you and I want to send you a video message on your cell phone, personally asking, like, I would love if you could share your experience via, like, here's the link, because there's something about like this that I think patients would be more privy to saying, oh, you know what? I already got one for the office, but shoot, she just sent me a video. How do I say no to that?
Yeah.
And puppy dogs and like, would that ever be a thing? Do you think, like sending video requests?
Yeah, I have to.
Is that legal? That's legal, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I assume yes. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I think yes. So I think we honestly may be able to do it right now, just with a very, very small video, just like 5 seconds or something.
5 seconds, 10 seconds. I'll be your beta tester.
Okay. I will.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll ask around.
Let me talk to Zeke.
I'll get with my people. I'm Zeke. I was joking with Colin. I will get with Zeke. I'm his secretary now. I will ask Zeke if we can get this done.
Oh man. Well, it's been awesome like chatting with you. I had no idea about that provider page. Colin's gonna get right on that.
Sorry, Colin. I just made your job a lot harder.
I just need access to it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay, so anything else? Any burning issues that you want to talk about before we wrap it up? Because this was awesome. You gave a lot of valuable information.
Any other like trade secrets?
Oh, I know. Trade secrets.
I mean, I think that's probably the biggest one that is, I mean, that's a fairly new thing that we have been focusing on. I mean, focusing loosely on something that we've been recently implementing into accounts for people and in helping you show up more, especially with a new practice, or if someone brings up that they're hiring on associates, or even for, I'll talk to a lot of students or associates that have just barely graduated and they're thinking about starting their own practice, but they're not sure. The one thing that you can always do, so if I'm sure there's plenty of them that are a part of this group that don't own their own practice yet or haven't started their practice yet, start your own provider page. That's You don't have to ask your employer to do that. It's your page. You take it with you wherever you want to go. So you can start that now. As a student, you're seeing patients. So have them start leaving reviews. Have them build up your online reputation. And then when you start to work for Dr. Hovez and she says, we need to set up a provider page, and you say, I already have 500 reviews, people love you.
Hired.
Can
Yeah.
hygienists do it
You're
too?
in.
Is it just docs?
Can hygienists do it? You're not a lawyer.
I don't know. That's my response. If I don't know, I'm just not a lawyer. I don't know. I don't see why not. I don't know if you have to put in any sort of like education credentials.
Gotcha.
If you don't, I don't see why you couldn't do it as a hygienist. If you do, I guess that'd be the only blocker.
Okay.
And
So
then one
I can
more.
look into it.
Oh, Talking Head has
Talking Head has one more question.
Okay.
Gosh darn it. Chairs. Sorry, Creed. So you said that the associates can do it and they tag where they're working, but if they're working at multiple locations, can they add every location that they're working in? Or is it like one location and then what? They just like remove that if they open their own practice or something?
Yeah. So if they're now, I don't know about multiple at a time. I guess I need to Google this more. I don't know. So multiple at a time, I'm not sure how you would list, like if they're branded differently or if there's different sites for each. If you're at both of the Smile & Co locations, you have 2 different websites for that, then I'm not sure how you tie it there. I can look into it and get back with the group on it. Now, if you change completely, so if you go from being associate, you decide to take the leap, you build your own dental practice, you just go in there and edit your page and take off your old employer and then put on your new practice and your new website and contact information right there.
Gotcha. Oh,
So.
Good information. Thank you, Creed.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to share. Sorry, I didn't have some of the answers. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but you can ask me whatever.
No, it was awesome. And now I have homework to do.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm more
Dang it,
than
my
happy
list-
to help.
Well, and then ask Zeke about that video, okay? That text.
Yes.
I would.
I don't
totally do
know. I
that.
don't know if Zeke would know, but I will ask the people that will know.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Have your people call my people.
Yeah, I'll have my people get with your people.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, guys. Message Creed and let him know that you watched this. Where else can they find you, Creed? I know you're in the group now, but how do they contact you or Swell or see a demo? The whole thing.
Yeah. So you can contact me. You can message me privately on Facebook if you want. My email is just creed@swellcx.com. So pretty easy there. And then I can also post in the group our landing page with the making of, so that people can go there and just type in your information, submit for a demo. That actually, when you submit that just comes directly to me, and then I can reach out and set you up with a demo with one of our great salespeople, and they can walk you through the product. And if you have Swell and you need a provider page now because you just learned about it, do the same process. Just submit as if you're getting a new demo, and then we can help you out with setting up your provider page and linking your account to all of that as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have an amazing Thursday and weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right. Say bye.
Bye, Creed.
Bye. It was good talking to you.
Always good seeing you. Thank you guys for watching. And thanks, Creed. And thank you, Swell. We love Swell. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.